Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention for a moment, please. If you look over by the doorway to my right, we've got Eve and we've got Jen and we've got Chef. They're our catering crew, and Jill's, the manager's not here, but let's give him a big round of applause. We always meet with our different departments before we come to the convention, and I said to them, you have a challenge ahead of you. You have one of the most critical audiences you're ever going to have, so this is going to be a test. And Chef, you passed the test. Everything was good. Thank you kindly. And thank you, Eve, and thank you, Jen, for all your hard work and special attention to our group. We really appreciate it. They're tough negotiators, but they came right through in the time, when we had to get it done. So thanks again for all your help and assistance. So I think we're going to get underway with our program here right now, and I think one of the first things that we're going to do before we get online, and everybody gets anxious for all the awards to be presented, is if Mike Miller is close by, if you could come up, Mike, and explain to us what the new program is that you're going to offer to LMAC. And then what we would have is Casey Laws come up, our past champion who's just about ready to pass the crown on, and we'll get this item sold. As I mentioned, Glacier Media is the Canadian Cattleman magazine and Western Producer and a number of other agricultural publications. Mike's been in our corner fighting for us for sponsorship money every year, and it looked like there was some major changes this year, and he dug in deep and got us something that is going to be easy to sell and bring some value to us and to the customer that buys it. So, Mike, if you can explain exactly what's going on, I'd appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Rick. Let's put our hands together for Tyler and his crew for doing such a great job this weekend. I can't say, how good a job they did. So good evening, everyone. On behalf of Glacier Farm Media, it's my pleasure to be here at the 2026 LMAC convention. Glacier Farm Media is proud to be a long-standing partner of LMAC, and we thank everybody for supporting all donations over the years to LMAC at their fundraising auction. In the past, we've had ad certificates for print ads in Canadian Cattleman magazine and the Western Producer paper. But this year, we wanted to step it up for Rick this year and do something really, really special. So this year what we're doing is we're donating a beef spotlight half-page print ad in the livestock pages of the Western Producer, and a one-page digital site on the westernproducer.com website. And the nice thing about this is we were able to do the print side of it, but then get all the added exposure on the Western Producer side. So basically what we're doing is your ad is not only seen by the entire Western Producer subscription base, but also harnesses the power of the huge westernproducer.com online audience to promote your print ad and highlight your sale or event at your auction mart. Now, because we're working with you on the website the site for 18 months, what we want to do is work with you to set up your website so your message delivers value and web traffic long after it's published. So your ad may be seen for a short period of time in the Western Producer, but guess what? We're promoting your message for the next 18 months. Now, we figure this is the best of both worlds with print and digital, and it's a scream of a deal at only $6,000.
So just so you understand, the value is $6,000. It's print, and it also is digital that goes through the Western Producer circuit and then is linked up to your website so you can get ongoing advertising for 18 months. And as Mike said, the face value if you were to buy this would be $6,000. So Casey, if you can come on up and auction this off once again on behalf of Glacier Media, our 2025 champion, maybe getting close to the last time I can call him champion here for this particular year, but he's done a good job for us. Casey's also on our board of directors for anybody that's not familiar with who we are and what we do. So Casey, take her away. Could I get some of our past champions to catch some bids for us?
Well, thank you, Rick, and thank you, Glacier Media. Thank you, Mike Miller, for the hard work for the LMAC. Great donation tonight. 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, fine, fine, 3, and 3 there, fine, 4 there, 40, fine, 4,500 down, 40, 4,500. I got Danny on a 45, fine there, 5,500 now, and 5,500 down, 50, fine there, 50, 5,500. I got 5 with Danny, I need 5,500 where, and 50, 500 down, 55, do fire down, 6,000, 6,000 there, down 5, and 7,000, 6,500 there, 7, 65 right over here with Brent Brooks. I need 7,000 where, and 6,500 there, 7 swear down, 6,500 there, 7 swear down, 65 bin 7, and 6,500 there, 7,000 better to 6,500 there, 7 swear down, 65 bin 7, and 6,500 there, all through and satisfied here, 6,500 there, 7,000 better to 7 swear down, 7,000 better than die. Sold them $6,500. Northern Livestock, Brent Brooks and the Brooks family. Thank you for the generous donation. Thank you for bringing all the folks from the north down. We got something else to sell.
This is a security board that was made by Dale Cleghorn from Hartford Insurance. Handmade by him. Hartford Insurance is a great sponsor. Dale has been a great guy for us. It's a beautiful piece of work. It's got the Hartford logo on the outside of it there. And this was, yeah, this is a good piece. And as I said, Dale made this personally. So thank you, Dale, for your contribution. And Casey, fire away.
Thank you, Dale. You got a second calling there. You're fixing everybody else's mess ups and doing woodwork. And 3,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, where? And 500 there, down 600, down 5, 6 and 7, 7, 7 there, 800, down, behind me, 9 down, 1,000 there, down 11, at 1,100, 11, where? I got Danny on at $1,000. I need 11 there, thank you, 12, and 1,200. Down to the ribbon 12 where 1,200 down to the ribbon 12 where 12 and 11 there to the ribbon 12 where 13 down 1,213 14 the ribbon 13 there and 14 15 and 15 16 and 15 there and 1600 and 63 and thank you 17 down 7 to the ribbon 17 8 to the ribbon 1,800 thank you 19 2 down to the ribbon 2,000 and now 1 down 20 but the ribbon 2 there 1 where but the ribbon 2,000 all 90 20 100 where and 21 where down 2,000 20 but a ribbon 21 20 but a ribbon 2 bid 1 20 but a ribbon $2,000 all 21 bear down 21 sold them $2,000. Ron Stevenson, thank you.
That's good.
Matt Singer wants to spin it again. Donated it back. Thank you. Donated it back. We're going to resell it. And maybe you can talk him in a little more, Dean, the new reigning champion of the world. Talk him in. And 1,000 better. Thank you. 12 pound, 1,250. I got 1,000, 12 and a half, 15 down, 50, 70, 50, and 70 down, 2,000, $2,000 now, Dean. And 2,000, tune, thank you. 2,250 and 22 and a half, and 2,250, and 2,250, and 2,250, and 20. 10 and a half and 22 better 50 and 21 bond pound of 21 where and 2 there bond down 20 but 21 where I got 2,000 Dean Edge I need 21 where and 20 but 21 bond bin but bond sold them $2,000. Team and the Daynard family donates it back. Team and the Daynard family donate it back. We're going to sell her again third time. 100, 1,000, 1,000 there, and 1,200 there, and 1,500, 50 there, and 1,750 there, and 2,000 better down 21 and 2,000 there, and 20. But I got Dean on, I got Danny on at 2,000. I need 20, but 21 where? Sorry about that. And 21 where? But 20, but 2,000 there, and 20, but 21 where? But $2,100 and 2,000 there, and 20, but 21 where? But 20, but 2,100 and I sold them $2,000. $2,000. The Bow-Legged Auctioneers Association of Canada, the Rose Hill, and the Cassidys. Olds Auction Market. Thank you very much. Donates it again. donates it again, and then here, one $1,000, and one bin $1,250, and 12 and 50, third and down, 1,500, down, 15, third and thank you, 1,750, third and $2,000 now, Dean, and 2,000, third and tune, 1,750 is behind me, I need $2,000 where, and 2,000, third and tune, 2,000, third and $2,000, and 2,000, I got 1,750 right here, and 2,000 where, and 1,750, 2,000, third and 2,000, third and 2,000, and I sold them 1,750. It was somebody back here. Craig Jacklin of VJV Marketing, longtime supporter of LMAC, and we're selling it again on $1,000, on $1,000, one bin, thank you, 1,250, on 1,250, and 1,200, thank you, 1,500, and $1,750, on 1,752, on 2,000, and 2 bin, 2,250, and 2,250, and 2 bins with Dean, and 2,250, and 2,250, and 2,250, 2250 and 2 bid 2250 250 and I sold them $2,000. Whitewood, the Parks family donates again. Okay, and then here we go now. Down here, $1,000. One bin, 1,250, and 1,250, and 1,250, and 1,250, and 1,250. I got 1,000 with Lars. I need 1,250, and 1,250, and 1,250 down 15, and 1,500 down 15. Thank you, 1,750 down 1,750 and thank you, $2,000 Lars, and 2,000 and I get 1,750 with Dean's good people. $2,000 now, and 2,000 and thank you, 2,250 and 2250 and 2 bin 2.5. Sold them $2,000. Titan. Thank you, and the Eaton family. Titan. Thank you for the wonderful donation. We're donating again. Here we go now down. And 1,000, one bin, 1,250, 50, and 1,500, down 15, 70, 50, there and too slow, Dean, 70, 50, and 15, 17, 50, 15s with Lars, 17, 2 bid, and 2,000, 2,000, 17, 52, 17, 50 bin, 2,000, 17, 52 bin, 2,000, and 9, 2,000, thank you, 2.5, 22, 50 and 22 and 22 better 50 and 22 better 50 and 22 and a half. I got 2,000 with Lars, 22 and a half and 22 and a half, 22 better 50 and I sold them $2,000. Sold them $2,000 Lars way. Jeff Calder, and we're selling it. One of our guests from Ontario, Jeff Calder. Thank you. We're donated it back. And $2,000. I hope somebody's clerking this. And $2,000. 2,000. 1,000. And 1,000 bin. 12 and a half. 15 and 70. 50 and 17. And 2,000. 2 bin. And 2,000. 17. 50 bin. 2 and 17. 50. 2,000. 2 1752. 1750 bin. 2,000. 1752. Sold them 1,750. 1,750. ARRA Real Estate and Auctioneers, the re-leaders. Thank you. They donated it back. They donated it back, and Rick spoke. This is the last time. Premiums are going up on Monday. Strictly woodworking. Okay, and 1,000, one. The last time you get a chance, one bid, 15, and 15, 2, and 15, $2,000. I got Andrew on at 15, 2,000, 2,000, bid, 20, 2250, 91, 2250, and 22, 2,000. I got 15, bid, 2,000, 1750, 1752, 1750, 2,000, 1752, 1750. Third and 2,000, and 1750 with Dean's good people. I need $2,000 where and 2,000, and 2,000, and I sold them at 1,750. the Calgary Stockyards. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, bidders and buyers. Outstanding donation. Hartford, thank you.
Thank you, Casey.
$17,500 raised for the LMAC. Thank you very much.
Dale Cleghorn, stand up, please. Thank you so much. Just wanted to tell you guys that Dale is retiring on Monday from Hartford and going into woodworking full time. So, okay, we're going to sell one more thing. Can you grab that bowl that's there, please? Dino?
Handle it carefully, the girls are saying.
Craig, while we're getting that done, can you come around for the front here for a minute? We want to hear a little bit about next year, when the dates are, and that type of thing for the convention. So, well, we don't have, okay. Well, we are going there, though. Okay, this is a Medalta bowl, and it's donated by Sheila Himmler, and she's with BioAgra Mix. She's sitting right out here in the crowd. Just stand up there, please. And there's also a $50 gift card, and we also have a book, Keepers of the Grass, and this is written by Paul Christensen. He's a veterinarian, local fella, neighbor of Sheila's, and this is Sheila's first time to LMAC. And she was lamenting, boy, I should have had something in the auction on Thursday. And we said, well, go ahead and pop her in. So this was made right here at Medalta Pottery, where you guys went on the tour here today. It's a local writer's book and a $50 keg certificate. So, Casey, if you could sell that for us, that'd be really good. And Sheila, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheila. Wonderful donation to the LMAC. We got a salad bowl. We got a gift certificate to the keg. Oh.
It's a soup bowl for Scotty Anderson, yeah.
A soup bowl for Scott Anderson. Okay. Either way, you can put whatever you want in it after you buy it. And here, 1,000, 1,000, and 500, and 500, 1,000 now. And 1,000, and 1,250, and 1,250, and 1,250, and 1,250. Thank you. 15, and 15, 15, 15, 15. I got 1,250 with Danny's good people. I need 1,500 where down 15, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 15, 15, 12 and a half, 15, 12 and a half, 15, 2 and a half, fine, 2 and a half, fine, 12 and a half, 1,500, and I sold them. $1,250. Ron Stevenson donates it again. Ron Stevenson. Metzinger Vet donates it again. Do you think these guys are picking on you, Scott, or what? 1,000, 1,000, 500, 5 bid. Need 750. And 500, 750. I got 500 ahead of you. I need 750. And 750, 1,000, 1,000, 12 and a half. And 1,000 there, 1,250. 15, 15, 12 and a half with Lars. I need 1,500. And 12 and a half with Lars, people. 15. Thank you. 1,750 and 1,750 and 1,750 and 1,750. 15s with Danny. I need 1,750 and 1,750 and 1,750 and 1,750 and 1,750 and 1,750 where? And 1,750 and I 1,750 and I sold them. $1,500. Anderson bred heifers and the Montreal Canadiens. And we're going to sell it again. Anderson bred heifers, longtime supporter of the LMAC. Thank you very much, Scott Anderson. Dear friend, on $1,000. On 1,000, one bin, thank you, 1,250. And 1,250, and 1,250, and 1,000, now 1,250. And 1,250, and 15. On 15, 15, 12 and a half, the Craig's people. And 12 and a half, 15. And 12 and a half, 15, 12 and a half, 15. I got 12 and a half somewhere over here. 12 and a half, 15. And 1,500, down 15, 12 and a half, 15, 1,500, 1,500, and I sold them. 1,250. Jeff Calder, from Ontario. Thank you for making the trip. Donates it back again. And then here, 1,000, $500, down, 500, thank you. And 750, and 750, and $1,000. And $1,000. I took your man at 750, Craig. And 1,000, and 750, bond bin, 12 and a half. And 1,250, and 1,250, and 1,250, and 1,000, down, 1,250, and 1,000, down, 12 and a half. And 1,000, and 1,250, and 1,250, and 9, sold them at $1,000. Sale time, sale time. Thank you. Sale time, buys. Thank you. And he says, donate her back. And here, $1,000, 500, and 500, down, fine bin, 750, and 500, and 750, and 750, and 500, and 750, and fine bin, 750, and 500, and 750, thank you, 1,000, bond, 750, $1,000 now, and 1,000, bond, 750s with Dean Edges, good people, I need $1,000 now, and 750 there, one, and 750 there, 1,000, bond, one bear, $1,000. Sold them $750. Taylor Auctions. And she's going to keep it. Taylor Auctions. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the bidders and buyers. Thank you for everybody supporting the LMAC. We greatly appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, Casey. We're going to let you take a breath here. Thank you, everyone, for your generosity. Sheila, thank you. Thank you, Ron Stevenson. I mean, I've said it 100 times. I'll say it again. It's the people that make this organization so darn good. So we're going to Ponoka next year, and we haven't got the dates exactly locked in, but because we haven't got a hotel contract, but we're pretty sure we know when and where. We know where we're going, just where we're going to hang our hat. I'm just not 100% sure. But before Craig tells us a little bit about it, Alan, I need you to make a little bit of a presentation here.
You know, Craig, you warned me. Every now and then it'll be, here's a microphone, say something. This one's not actually that hard. Craig has been the president term was always for 2 years. And then a few years ago there was a motion made that, you know, it really made sense to make it a 3-year term, because the first year you learn, the second year you get your feet under you, and then the third year you can do something. And Craig was fortunate enough to be the first one to be the 3-term president. And we were very fortunate that was the case. Craig has been absolutely outstanding. He's been across the country. There's a lot more people know him now than they did then. And he has been a tremendous ambassador for LMAC. He's been an excellent addition, and going to the CCA meetings and all across the country. And I feel I have some very big shoes to fill, and I certainly won't fill your boots. But thank you for the excellent job you've done, and I'm glad you're going to stay in a past president and help me out, because I know I'm going to need it. So this was made up by Callie Jo. She made the belts last year, and it's a handmade leather deal there. So thank you very much, Craig, and appreciate it. Congratulations on a wonderful 3 years.
Thank you very much. Here I thought I was done talking on this thing, but I'll do one more round. Our intentions is we're going to host it here next year, roughly around the 13th of May, so if you guys want to mark that date off on your calendar. Henry and Andrea and his whole family, they got 5 kids. They're devoted to this, and they want to make it an outstanding deal for you, and I promise you it'll be, bar none, one of the best. So come to Ponoka. We look forward to seeing you there. As far as president, I enjoyed every minute of it. It was a tremendous experience. I appreciate my wife, Wendy, for dealing with me when I was gone lots and making sure things were good at home. And I really couldn't have done it without Rick. Rick Wright was an outstanding mentor, a phenomenal man, and I appreciate him very much. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Craig. And as Alan alluded to, that was handmade by Kelly Jo Marsh. She's our photographer this year and last year. She also did the top 10 belts, and you'll see on there that she's done a little different ones for our top 10 finishers as their finalist prizes this year. So I think what I'd like to do is get Ryan Kaneinenbelt to come up. We're going to sell a few advertising certificates and a couple of things, clean that up here, and then we'll get underway with our rest of our presentations. So the first thing we're going to sell is a half-page ad in the Saskatchewan Stock Growers Magazine. It's a half-page ad in the Stock Growers Magazine. And we thank them for their donation towards that. So Ryan, take her away.
All right, half-page ad in the Stock Growers Magazine. All right, here, let's have a sale. $1,000, $500, let's go. And $500, $750, $500, $700, $1,000, $1,000, $750,000 where, and $1,000, $750, $800, let's go. $800, $900, $1,000, $1,100, $12, and $1,200, $1,300, $1,300, $12, $1,300 where, and $1,300, $1,200, $1,300, anybody else at $1,300 and $1,300, $1,200, $1,300, $1,200, sold $1,200, $1,200 sale Cowtown for $1,200 sale Cowtown. All right, $1,000 ad in Alberta beef. In Alberta beef, I'm here to $2,000, $1,000, $5, $750, and $750,000, $1,000, $9,000, $1,000, $1,100, $1,100, $1,100, $1,100 where, and $1,000, $11, and $12, $1,300, $1,300, I got 12 over here, 13, 14, 15, 16, and $1,600, 15, 1,600, 15, $1,600 is all. And $1,500 now 16, and $1,600 $1,500 $1,600 $1,500 $1,600 sold $1,500. Olds Auction Mart Rose Hill Auction Service for $1,500. All right, $1,000 to Beef Illustrated. $1,000 to Beef Illustrated. I'm here to $1,000, $5, $750, and $750, $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, $1,100, now 13, and $1,300, $1,300, 12, 13 Lars, $1,300, and $1,300, Beef Illustrated for $1,300, and $1,200, $1,300, 12, $1,300 where I got $1,200 with Dino, got to be 13, and $1,300. $1,200, $1,300, $1,200, $1,300, and $1,300, $1,200, $13, $1,200, $13, and $1,300, $1,200, $13, $1,213, sold $1,200, $1,200. Fort McLeod, sale Fort McLeod for $1,200.
And we have two registration packages for the Canadian Beef Industry Conference in Winnipeg in August, and they're worth about $500.
All right, so this is for the Canadian Beef Industry Conference. August in Winnipeg. Two registrations. All right.
And they're donated by the Beef Industry Conference, and Christine Langlois is here from Beef Industry, sitting right over there. This is about the third or fourth time that they've donated this stuff for us. They go every second year, so we get to go to that. At the same time, the CCA meetings are on there. There's a number of industry meetings in conjunction with that. There'll be 600-700 people at that convention, and lots of interesting, innovative discussions and topics at the Beef Industry Concert. So two registration packs. Christine, what are they worth if you were to register today? $1,100 a piece, $2,200 value.
Well, thank goodness it's in August, if it's in Winnipeg. Two industry conference registrations. $3,000, $2,000, $1,000. Let's go. And $1,000, $1,250, and $1,000, $12, $1,500, $17, $2,000, $22, $21, go ahead. Now 2, and 22, now 3, $2,300, now 4, $400, $3, now 4, and $2,400, $300, $400, $2,400, and $2,300, $400, anybody else? $2,300 now 4, and $2,400, $300, $400, $2,300 now 400, 3 now 4 now 4. Sold $2,300. Taylor's? Taylor Auction, Brock Taylor, thank you.
That's good. Well, that'll keep us out of trouble for a couple of minutes there. Ryan, thank you very much. And once again, good luck coming up in June, middle of June. We're going to be hitting down the South Country there. So we have one more short presentation there. We have one more of our platinum sponsors, Reference Systems out of Quebec. Mark Doucette is here. He is a Montreal Canadian fan, and he's got a couple of comments that he wants to make about the company and a little bit about his experience in...
I was going to give it to Scott.
Okay.
He hasn't seen it.
He would put on as a toque. Yeah.
Probably a two.
Yeah. Okay. The one right in front of you there. Yep. Yep. Should be fire up. There we go.
All right. Thank you, Rick. Very briefly, thanks, everybody. It's nice to be back after a couple of years. Reference Systems, we're a business IT solution provider from Quebec City. So we provide pretty much everything. If you want to buy a mouse, a server, we do have a team that's dedicated to livestock. So we have an auction software and a dealer software. We're pretty active, mostly in the east. We reach out a little bit to Manitoba, but mostly in the eastern provinces and northeastern United States between Michigan and Tennessee. So I was really... I wanted to reach out because on a personal basis, for many moons before Reference, I worked a lot in traceability, and the topics that were talked about today were pushed a lot of buttons and brought back a lot of memories. And I was either fortunate enough or cursed enough to conduct 14 audits in 14 different countries, mostly in Mercosur, because my background is in international trade. So we did traceability audits in a lot of the countries, and there was two things that always came out when it worked. You can't copy-paste a traceability system from another place. It has to come from your own industry. And the involvement of the industry and all the stakeholders is really important. So Craig had put up a QR code, and I really encourage everybody to, whether you're before, against, or neutral, it's important to voice what you have to say. You've only kind of got one try at this, and once it's started, it's hard to go back to the drawing board. So the places where it did work out well, some of them are actually in the Mercosur, it's because the industry kind of took the lead on part of the discussions, and I wouldn't say imposed certain requirements, but they did voice their concerns and what they wanted to have or not have in the system. So 2 little seconds to encourage you all to reach out and make sure that you voice whatever you have to say. Thanks, Rick, for being persistent and bringing us back here. We're happy to be back. Congratulations to all the auctioneers, and best of luck for the finals. And thank you very much for the couple of minutes.
Thank you very much, Mark. I've known Mark for quite some time here, just traveling with, a lot was on the traceability file years ago when we were first getting started, and Reference Systems have been a sponsor of ours on and off for quite a while, and we really appreciate it. So. No, you can.
I can't auction for it. There's a lot more people who have talent with microphones here than me.
Brandon Jack, come on up. I don't want to embarrass myself. Yeah, I'm going to bring you up a Canadian champion, an LMA finalist. As I said last year when I was down in Omaha, Ryan, Dino, Brennan, all in the top 10. We got pros coming out of Canada like crazy. So we're going to do this real quick, guys, because we're going to get starting the broadcast here right away.
All right, here we go. I'm going to do here. 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 $1,000 auto. I'm down a bid. Here I'm going to do 250, 500, 750. I'm going to down 12 and a half, 1500. Here I'm going to do 15 tall. I'm going to do 15 here. I'm going to do 12 and a half. Here I'm going to do 1500. On here I'm going to Danny's in the lead. 12 and a half, 1500 now, and 1500. Here I'm going to do 12 and a half. I'm going to do 15 tall, 1300. Here I'm going to do 12 and a half, 1300. Y'all in and done. $1,300 bill. $1,300 on them here. I'm going to do 1300. $100 bill here, name it, and 1,300, and we have sold 1250. 1250. Anderson bred heifers, Anchor D Semitals, and they're going to donate it to the Montreal Sick Children's Hospital. Okay, thank you very much. This is one of Kelly Joe's beautiful handmade
notepads, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only one-of-a-kind item here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, handmade with the LMAC logo on it. You tell me here, I'm going to get $1,000 on it. I am down to bid, $250. I'm going to $250, 5, 7.5. Here, I'm going to $1,000 on them. Here, I'm going to 12.5. Here, I'm going to 10, 12.5. And 1,500. Here, I'm going to 1,500. Here, I'm going to 17.5. Here, I'm going to 15, 17 with the and 15. Here, I'm going to 17.5 on them. Here, I'm going to 1,500. Here, I'm going to $1,600 on them. 15, 1,600. Sold 1,500, 1,500. Jack Auction Group's going to take that one home. 1,500. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you. All right, we're going to get underway with the program here. If our DLMS crew can get that first judges video going. The guys that we are going to introduce to you tonight had a tough job there yesterday. Just a pile of really good auctioneers, and whether in the interview crew or whether they were on the live crew. We thank our 9 judges. You guys took time out of your busy schedule to come and help us out. We'll do our live judges first. Ab Carroll from Downeyville, Ontario. He's the 2018 LMAC champion. He's the manager and the auctioneer at the Ontario Stockyards in Cookstown, Ontario. Ab, thank you very much for helping us out. Davey Clark from Dutton, Ontario. He's a professional cattle buyer, cattle feeder. Clark Brothers, Canadian Livestock. We know Dave from way, way back, and you'll remember when we were in Waterloo and we were facing a Cargill strike, and he was probably the only fed cattle buyer that was there to buy, and he kept that market alive all day long and helped us out and bailed out those producers on that difficult day. So, Dave Clark, thank you very much. Don Davies from Lloydminster, VT Feeders, a livestock order buyer. He's a cattle feeder, and he's also a purebred Angus producer. This is his second time to LMAC, first time as a judge. Donnie Davies, thank you very much. Chad Kelly, you'll recognize Chad. He's been at a lot of these events and a lot of the cattle events. Whitewood Livestock Sales, he's the manager there, and they're great supporters, and Chad's always been, front and center to help out. He organizes a farmer's bonspiel that brings in over 100 rinks and makes thousands and thousands of dollars that they donate back to charity in the and community projects in the Whitewood area. So Chad Kelly from Whitewood, thank you again. Casey Laws, we know all about Casey, 2025 LMAC champion. He's on our board of directors. He's an auctioneer at Provost and Vermilion Livestock Exchange, part of an auctioneering cattle family, and we really appreciate his contributions to the LMAC board of directors and being our judge at Maple Creek. Brent Weiss from Maple Creek, Saskatchewan. He's a former owner of the Cowtown Livestock Exchange. He's an accomplished auctioneer, and he's also a partner in the Bear Creek Angus Ranch down by Pipot, I believe it is. And so we called on Brent to come and help us out. We wanted to get some local flavor, and we needed another auctioneer, and he said yes with no hesitation, and we really appreciated helping us out here at Maple Creek. Thank you, Brent. Moving over to our interview judges, Karen Skeels from Rimbey, Alberta. She's a former clerk from VJV for 7 years. She's co-owner of Anchor D Semitals. She judged at the international competition at the Calgary Stampede, and she brought some new insight into the interview process that we'll be using moving forward. So Karen Skeels, thank you very much. Donna Swanson from Virden, Manitoba. We call her the super clerk. She earned that nickname last year when she clerked the entire sale, over 5,000 cattle, did it from start to finish. We had 36 auctioneers, all different, no mistakes, composure, professional. You couldn't get them any better. Super clerk, Donna Swanson. And Patty Greenwald from Medicine Hat. Now, she judged at the Alberta Auctioneers Association competition in 2026. She's worked at the Medicine Hat Feeding Company. She came highly recommended by Ross Annette and from Jay Severson. Made one phone call, and she said, yeah, I'll help you guys out. Patty, thank you very much. Much appreciated. And our Master of Ceremonies, we don't have to give an introduction to Danny Skeels. Everybody in the world knows him. He's our superstar. He's our poster child for the auction business. He's an LMAC champion, international champion, and world champion. works at VJV in Pinoca, and of course part of the Anchor D Semitol Ranch as well. So Danny, thank you. Always helping us out. We appreciate it. A real gentleman. Sherry Peterson from Lockwood, Saskatchewan. She's our LMAC administrator. She was one of our 2 scorekeepers. Locked away in that back room there in the heat all day yesterday. And we really appreciate the effort and the learning curve that she's going through to be a part of this organization. And of course, Tammy Monroe from the Killarney Auction Mart. Tammy's been one of our official scorekeepers for, well, we were way back in Winnipeg, I think was the first time that we did it. And I always tell this story that I told Tammy, and I didn't know her really well at that time, that the only people that got to see the scores were her and God. And I went in about halfway through the composition, and I said, Tammy, put up the scores for me, will you? She says, can't do it. And she was serious. She said, you told me, myself and God. And I said, when it comes to the auction competition today, I'm God. So put them up. Thank you, Tammy. Okay, I think our next one on the agenda, yes, is the Memorial Honor Roll. Now, the Memorial Honor Roll, I think Laura does a preview on that, so I won't explain what it is. It'll come up with when we start the video. We have 4 individuals. Very important. If you can roll that, please.
The Livestock Markets Association of Canada has created the Memorial Honor Roll to recognize persons in the livestock marketing industry who are influential in and have left a positive mark on the marketing sector. These nominees have passed, but LMAC feels that it is important to recognize their contributions to the industry to which they dedicated their lives. They were leaders in the industry and have been nominated to the honor roll by their provincial associations or LMAC. Drillin Beaton, nominated by the Manitoba Livestock Marketing Association. Drillin Beaton started his auction market career in Strathclair, Manitoba at the local auction market. He farmed in the area and had a passion for Percheron horses and Angus cattle. It wasn't until he joined the Manitoba pool staff at the Brandon Stockyards that his talents as a marketing representative started to be revealed. As his experience grew, so did his talent as a marketing rep. Over time, his territory also grew to include north of the Trans-Canada Highway to the Paw, across to the Interlake, and down to Portage la Prairie. In his prime, he set the standard for other marketing reps to follow. Honesty, integrity, and the commitment to work for his customers built a trust with producers and created a following to the Brandon market. His customer service was second to none. On his many on-farm visits, he took time to acknowledge everyone, including the wives and children whom he said were future customers. He came prepared with information on last year's weights and prices from that farm to help him evaluate the current year's calf crop. On sale days, he greeted every customer, often sitting with them while their cattle sold, hand-delivering checks before they left the sale barn, and dealing with any questions, complaints, or concerns they may have had. If the producer didn't attend the sale, Drillin would call to tell them how their cattle sold. Many days, over 50% of the cattle at the sale came from Drillin Beaton's customer list. He had a great working relationship with other staff and the order buyers. Beaton was a strong believer and promoter of price discovery by auction and of LMAC. He was a team player and shied away from the limelight. He was a marketing rep for over 40 years in Manitoba, working for Heartland Livestock for the majority of that time. He took great pride in helping to train new marketing reps and working with the auctioneers. He dedicated his life to the auction market industry. Drillin Beaton was highly respected by the producers, his fellow employees, and his competition. Drillin reminded everyone who worked at the stockyard, every customer is important, big or small. They pay you a commission to do a great job of selling their cattle. They deserve nothing less. That was Drillin's code. He is a worthy recipient of this award. Drillin Beaton passed away on December 21st, 2025, at the age of 85. Lorraine Klepper, nominated by the Alberta Auctioneers Association. It is important to note that Lorraine Klepper is the first woman to be recognized on the LMAC Memorial Honor Roll. Lorraine was the Secretary-Treasurer of the Alberta Auction Markets Association for 24 years. She also held the same position with the Alberta Auctioneers Association for 34 years. She dedicated her life to the auction industry. The AAMA and the AAA organizations were her family. She helped them grow and worked behind the scenes to make them successful. She worked very closely with Blair Vold of VJV in Ponoka. She was very involved in the trucking industry as a business owner-operator. Lorraine shot from the hip and got things done. You never had to guess where you stood with Lorraine. If she thought it, she said it. Danny Skeels, a longtime friend of Lorraine's, shared this. She was one of the most organized people I have ever met. She was a detailed person. If she said a job would get done, not only was it done, but it would also be done above and beyond. Lorraine Klepper earned the respect of the auction industry through her hard work and devotion to the job. She worked with many different presidents of the organizations with great success. Lorraine had a heart of gold and was extremely proud of her grandkids. She took great pride in her job with AAMA and AAA. For Lorraine, the members of those organizations were her extended family. Lorraine Klepper passed away on April 29, 2025, at the age of 79. Charles Menard, nominated by Réseau Enquin Québec and Ontario Livestock Auction Markets Association. Charlie worked at Leo's Livestock Exchange when he was in his teens. At the time, his father, Leo, was an auctioneer and co-owner of the auction market. When Steve Spratt and Charlie purchased Leo's, it was renamed Ottawa Livestock Exchange. Charlie spent the last 40 years auctioneering at Ottawa Livestock and Embrun Livestock. He spent his off days on his farm in Saint-Sixte, Quebec. He took part in the LMAC auctioneering competition several times. Ottawa hosted the LMAC event in 1999. Charlie was the first representative from Quebec to participate at the event. He was a proud Quebecer and sold in both English and French, easily switching back and forth while selling the animals. Charles was a talented auctioneer with a strong personality and great work ethic. Charlie also sold cars for Open Lane, Odessa, every Wednesday in Montreal. On several occasions, he was asked to help out in the Ritchie Brothers equipment auctions. He truly enjoyed being behind the microphone and working for his customers. Even though Charlie was losing his battle with cancer, he continued to sell right up to 2 weeks before he passed. Charles never won the LMAC Auctioneering Championships, but he was considered a champion by those who worked with him and by his many customers. Charles passed at age 61 on September 1st, 2025. Jim Wilson, nominated by the Livestock Marketers of Saskatchewan. Jim Wilson was born in 1933 in Maple Creek, Saskatchewan. He took over the family ranch at age 17, and in his first year of farming, he lost his right arm in a baler accident. He never let his injury slow him down. Jim Wilson was destined to become a legend in the livestock auctioneering business in Saskatchewan. He graduated from auction school in Billings, Montana in 1958, where LMAC Hall of Fame inductee Ken Hurlburt was one of his instructors. It wasn't long until Jim was selling at Shaunavon, Medicine Hat, East End, Consul, Maple Creek, Bow Slope, and Fort Macleod. In 1979, Jim, along with Bruce Switzer, purchased one of the auction barns at Maple Creek. In 1984, the two auctions in Maple Creek were amalgamated under the Cowtown Livestock Exchange banner. Jim spent over 40 years actively involved in the auction mart business. He knew cattle and earned the trust of many of the ranchers in the Maple Creek area. Jim Wilson was a professional auctioneer for over 56 years. His professionalism, work ethic, integrity, honesty, and passion for the industry made him one of the top livestock auctioneers in Western Canada. He was also one of the original members and promoters of the Murray Grey Association. Jim passed on June 15th, 2024, at the age of 90.
And that's our memorial honor roll. So a few weeks ago, I'm always looking for auction stuff and cattle stuff and auctioneer stuff. It's kind of a hobby of mine, and I come across a old video 30 years ago in Red Deer when the LMA came up and held the World Champions Auctioneering Championships in Red Deer. Ron Sim was the host, and I was lucky I attended that event. I think I was the president of LMAC at the time, and we went out for the weekend, and it was a remarkable experience seeing all the auctioneers sell, and at the end of the first round, they were cashing in, getting ready to do the scorecards, and I was sitting there, and this other auctioneer got up and started to sell, and I thought, he's a pretty good auctioneer, and I thought at that time I kind of knew auctioneers, so it turned out it was Dal Jordan. He wasn't in the competition, but he should have been, and we take a look at this little bit of a clip of this video. Now, we edited it down because it was quite a bit lengthy, but watch really closely because there's a lot of very familiar faces there, and some of these people are here tonight. And just remember, it was 30 years ago. Everybody was a lot better looking back then.
Our appreciation.
Of our industry on the advantages of true price discovery.
Uphold the Articles of Organization.
And I do want this to be about as big a round of applause as I could hear the rest of the day, and that is for Ron Sims right here. Ron?
Thanks, Mike. Let's do something we're used to doing. Let's sell some cattle. 75, 75, ting, 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 gotta take this hold of them. 75, 75, gone to can triax. 71, 2. $71 with a 2, 2, just call them can triax 1. 71. 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 15, 2, 2, 2, bid, 2, 1/2, 60, 2, quarter, 2, 15, 2, 15, 75, 75, 3, 63, 3, 2, 75. $56 on the 6. How much $6 on the 6? How much is going to have it on the 7? 7 have it on the $8 and 8 have it and have it in the $9 now I have 59 have it in the $60 now I have 60 have it in the quarter and I have it. Down, look at here. Down 70 bid, down 50. Down 70 there, 50. Down 70 bid, down 50 bid, down taking on 1, down 150 bid, down 2 and 2 and 50 bid, down 3 and 50 bid, down taking on 4, 40 bid, down 74. 9, I'm an 8, 75, 9 bid, 9 quarter, I'm a 9 quarter, 9 I have a 9 quarter, had a bit 75, I'm 59, 75, a bit 60, 60 bid and quarter, half, 75, 1 bid, 1 quarter, 1 and a half, had.
So that was 30 years ago, folks, and I just thought it was kind of nice nostalgia. So we had 41 auctioneers yesterday, and the boys did a heck of a job. And I know it was said yesterday, I want to say it again today, our rookies and our first-time guys up here did a heck of a job. I mean, our veterans, we expect that from them, and our up-and-coming guys did a good job. And we're going to do our little bit of a reel here on the guys. So sit back and relax. It's not as long as the other years, but and keep an eye on the screen. I'll tell you what the questions were on the interviews.
$140 $30 but a $2.5 but a $532.5 but a $2.5 but a $530 money's on $32.5 $13 but a $2.5 but a $30 but a $2.5
down fine 27 I have it a bid 27 I have 35 30.
My name is Russell Allison. I am from Pritchard, British Columbia, and I sell at BC Livestock in Kamloops and Okanagan Falls. I think we are in this still, the fundamentals for our prices going forward. We should be in it till at least 2030 and then maybe a reevaluation, but I don't think there's any way we can go back to the prices that we had. It'll definitely correct, but I think we're in it for at least till 2030.
57 on them. Here you going to be 750.
My name is Gary Albright and I'm from Melbourne, Ontario, and I sell down there at Kitchener at Olex. And I think that we're going to see high prices for a while. I don't ever think we'll see the days we've seen back in the 2015s, but eventually they will take the cream off the top probably, but I think we'll see good prices for a while yet, till the herds build up, until them animals get reproduced back into the market.
The 760, make it 2.5. I'm at a 761. It's 760.
My name is John Byer. I'm from Kenora, Saskatchewan, and I sell for Heartland Livestock in Yorkton. I think these prices here are going to last for sure for the next several years, just mainly due to the low number of cows we have across the country. You know, it's just a simple supply and demand market. We have a low supply of cattle right now, and there's high demand for beef.
55 here, 750, and a 550, 50 on them here.
Hey, I'm Ty Cutler. I'm from Mooseman, Saskatchewan, and I sell in Whitewood at the Whitewood Livestock Auction, and I also work at Prairie Livestock as a yard hand in Mooseman as well. I think we're pretty safe to have good prices for a while. Can't see why not. Shortage of cattle, got to have beef, got to get people fed. So I think we're safe. A little drop even, no one's going to complain too much, I don't think, because I think you'll still be making money, so everybody should be happy.
Now 10, pine 10, 12, 112, 15, and now 17.
I'm Corey French. I'm from Coaldale, Alberta, and I sell for Perlich Brothers Auction Market. I think they'll last for at least another year, and we'll see what the Kuzma deal does, but I think it'll be strong with the way the numbers are down low. It's going to be good for a while.
7.5 bid 90, 390, 90, 90, 390 bid 2.5 here, 19.
Yeah, my name is Blaine Houston. I manage and sell at the Gladstone Auction Mart in Gladstone, Manitoba. I think these record prices are going to last for a while yet. I'm thinking a few years for sure. Just with the cow numbers being lower and the grain prices being lower and everything, I just think that it's all in the right direction.
Been a 425, 450, been a 700, been a 500.
I'm Brett Jensen. I sell at Heartland Livestock in Swift Current. I think it'll last till the end of the decade. Nothing lasts for
85 and 385, 790 here, 90 here.
I'm Brad Kaler. I sell at Grunthal Livestock Auction Mart out of Grunthal, Manitoba. I think we've got some cattle numbers that still haven't been replaced yet, and I think we're going to see this thing hang on for another round yet.
So I'm Ryan Kipfer. I'm from Millbank, Ontario, and I sell once a week at Parks Livestock Companies of Ontario in Milverton. It's going to take a number of years till the cow herds are built back up, and we're seeing, record lows of that, and I think until we see more of that, possibly, I don't really see any other reason for them to go down right away.
Been a 16, 16, been a 17, 17, been a 18, 19.
Dean Laws. I sell at Provost Livestock Exchange and Vermilion Livestock Exchange. How long will these record prices last? They'll last as long as everybody can sustain a profit in all the sectors that they're in.
3, 455 here, do it again here.
My name is Paul Moore from Yorkton, Saskatchewan. I am retired 2+ years. Overall, beef is still cheap. It doesn't look like it in the market, but when you consider the quality of food that you're getting, beef could be double the price that it is, and it would just still be cheap. So I think this is here for the long run. I'll be surprised if it isn't.
250, 50 now 2.5, 50 now 2.5 here, 2.5.
I'm Alan Monroe. I'm from Killarney, Manitoba, and I sell at the Killarney Auction Mart. In our area especially, we're really not seeing any rebuilding at this point. We're hearing about drought down south, so I'm fairly comfortable in the next couple of years are going to stay very, very positive and not see any significant drop in the market for a few years for sure.
I'm 685, 7.5, 690.
Aiden Nelson Clark from Spearwood, Saskatchewan. I sell at Northern Livestock Sales in Lloydminster. You hope for another 2 or 3 falls of the deal, but it's going to be, nobody knows. You can't forecast 5 years out, but they'll at least be here for this fall, and it should be strong moving forward. I don't know if we're going to have record highs every single fall, but it should be a strong, consistent cattle market for the next 5 years at least.
My name's Brady Olson. I currently sell at Heartland Livestock in Moose Jaw, and I live there as well. I think the record prices for cattle are going to stick around. They have for the last couple of years now, so hopefully a while. Herd cows are going to be pretty high coming this summer, so yes, sir.
Horton 5, a bit of Horton 5, a bit of 4, 5, a bit of 5 and 6.
My name is Jared Pancoast, and I sell at the local auction market here in Medicine Hat at the Medicine Hat Feeding Company. Yeah, the answer is simple. Comes back to supply and demand, and we need to get until we can get the herds back built up again. As long as people want to keep eating beef, that's where we're at there.
3 been a 4 now 5 I'm going to be 6
My name's Rhett Parks. I sell with Whitewood Livestock, and I live in Whitewood, Saskatchewan. Not long enough, but I do think they're here for some time to be. We've seen these prices for the last couple of years. I think there's still at least 2 good years of what we kind of consider record or near record prices. There's less cattle in the country today, and there'll be less cattle in the country tomorrow. So I think we got a lot of good times coming.
7.5, 50, 6 and 50, 50, 2.5 for 6 and 50.
My name's Josh Poland. I live east of Carstairs, Alberta, and I sell at Olds Auction Mart. I think they're going to last for another 3 or 4 years, maybe a few more. I think the cattle just aren't out there, and the higher the prices get, the more people are going to be in touch to sell.
Win 75, now 3, win 3, and now 3 1/4.
Andrew Leader, Bentley, Alberta, Innisfail Auction Market. At least another 4 years. I feel like we're probably not going to plateau because there's a shortage of beef and an increase of people. I think that it's one of the most sustainable practices for feeding nations. So I think that we will continue to climb for a while, but I don't think we go backwards barring a monumental event.
My name is Tyler Rosehill. I'm from Olds, Alberta, and I sell for Olds Auction Mart and Rosehill Auction Service. Well, I think record cattle prices will remain high. I think it's a new level in the industry. You know, whether it fluctuates 50 cents or $1, I suppose it'll have that fluctuation, but I think it'll remain high simply just due to supply and demand.
My name's Kyle Soderberg. I live in Spiritwood, Saskatchewan, but I work for Northern Livestock Sales out of Lloydminster. I hope forever. I don't know why they would last forever, but it's well needed anyway for our producers.
And 46, 77, 547.
My name is Jonathan Stratuliak. I'm from Ethelbert, Manitoba, and I sell at the Killarney Auction Mart as well as the Auctioneer Auction Mart. Well, I hope they last forever for the producer, and I think they're going to last a couple more years because there's such a high shortage number.
13, 14, 15.
I'm Boyd Stewart from Medstead, Saskatchewan. I work at Northern Livestock Sales in Prince Albert. I think we have 3 or 4 years. The only thing that does scare me is the cost of gain, being that we're selling grain right now below the cost of production.
62, 55, 5, 4.65, 7.5.
My name is Ty Work. I'm from Sundre, Alberta, and I work out of Olds Auction Mart, Rosehill Auction Service in Olds, Alberta. I think they're going to hold. I think the market needs to hold on the cattle, on the prices. If the prices of everything else in the world is going up, I think the cattle prices need to hold, and I truly believe that they will.
Down 71, 2, and 71, 2, 3, 4.
I'm Tyler Cronkite. I'm from Maple Creek, Saskatchewan, and I currently sell for sale Cowtown Livestock Exchange in Maple Creek. Good auctioneer. I think he's versatile in selling and knows the value of the product he's selling and willing to promote it and try and get the highest amount he can by true price discovery at the auction.
85 bid, 7 out, 92, you can get a bid 92, and 15 get a bid 92.
Well, my name is Dale Dimitru. I sell at the Vermilion Livestock Exchange, Vermilion, Alberta, and I reside north of the town of Innisfail. In my opinion, what makes a good auctioneer is someone who puts some enthusiasm into his selling, is very proactive in getting bidders to bid, finding the guy that wants to jump in and make him jump in, and just to be honest with people and then do a good job of representing people's livestock or goods that you're selling.
11, 12, 12, 13, 14.
My name's Colby Fessler. I'm from Northern Livestock Sales in Prince Albert. A good auctioneer, to me, it's not even so much the chant, but auctioneers that get out there and do some sale repping and get to know who you're selling for, and that's what I do, and I think that's a big part of the auction business.
4, 5, he had 545, I get it 546, I'm gonna get it 6.
My name is Kurt Goldsmith from Veteran, Alberta, and I sell at VJV Pinoca.
A good auctioneer is someone that knows what they're looking at in the ring, what they're worth, and knows how to conduct the sale in a proper manner, and also knows how to bring the producers engage in the sale because they're part of it, whether you thank them at the end or you know them on a personal level. I've worked at mostly at markets where you do know a lot of the producers on a personal level, and it gives it that touch. And you know, obviously you have to be able to manage the buyer, and you do need some backbone to do that. So, but the biggest thing is to know the product in front of you and know what it's worth.
Half here, 75 to 75. I get 300 pound free.
My name's William Holster. I'm from Dunnville, Ontario, and I sell at the Ontario Livestock Exchange at Waterloo. A good auctioneer is your appearance, of course, to start off slowly into that, but your ability to control the crowd and keep them into the auction, of course, and definitely by far the knowledge of knowing what you're selling, the the value and and the history and whatever. The more you know, the better it is, and I think if you work hard at that, you certainly can become a good auctioneer.
625 down with the beard of 625 down with the beard of 30 down with the beard of 5.
My name's Dave Jacob. I'm from Mitchell, Ontario, and I sell at Brussels Livestock. A good auctioneer, in my opinion, is somebody that's got high level of integrity, works hard for all the customers, is fair, treats everybody equal.
777 up and 380, 80, do them 50, about 80.
Cody Lakefold from Vermilion, Alberta. I sell at Vermilion and Provost Livestock Exchange. In my opinion, what makes a good auctioneer be somebody who's clear, concise, doesn't miss a bid. And he's got to be a people person. He's got to be able to, I mean, buyers are going to get angry every now and then. It's definitely not going to escape a chance to happen. It always happens. It's not if, it's when. So somebody who's got some thick skin and somebody who definitely can run a show and take the lead.
34 now, 235.6. My name is Patrick Cassidy. I'm from Olds, Alberta, and I sell at the Olds Auction Mart. One of the biggest things I think is knowing the value of what you're selling. Easy to listen to. If you got to sit in the auction mart all day long and you got to be there for 8 or 10 hours selling cattle, I sure want to be able to listen to somebody and understand, being able to walk in the middle of a sale and understand where he's at and what he's asking.
515 now, 17 and a half and 20. By 22 and a half.
My name's Walker Murphy. I live in Whitewood, Saskatchewan, and I sell at a Whitewood Livestock Sales. Being an auctioneer isn't just the selling part, but it's also being good with people, being able to get it once you're off the mic, being able to talk to people, being able to be a people person, and also make your customers happy, your buyers, and your sellers.
My name's
Tyson Roberts, out of Lloydminster, sell in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. I think it's mainly about clarity and keeping the sale going and keeping the momentum, able to push through the numbers quickly.
I'm
Tyler Slawinski. I sell out of the Gladstone and Asher Auction Marts in Manitoba. What makes a good auctioneer? Honesty, integrity, professionalism. Chant is good and it's easy to listen to, and if you can be easy to listen to, it's a lot easier for the cattle buyers every day to sit there and listen to us day in and day out.
My name's Brock Taylor. I sell at Taylor Auctions, Melita, Manitoba. Clarity, knowing what they're selling, no matter whether it's cattle or teacups, it doesn't matter. You got to know what they're worth, knowing value, getting along with your customers, both buyers and sellers, and being professional.
My name is Christian Von Platten. I'm with VJV Marketing Group. I sell out of Rimbey, Pinoka, and Westlock. Someone who cares about the producers that bring the cattle there, somebody who knows the cattle and understands that the paychecks that these producers get is the most important thing to them every year. And so when they come to bring their cattle, you need to be on your best and to produce the best price for them every time they come.
My name is Mark Wall. I'm from 2 hours north of Dawson Creek. I sell up in Dawson Creek at the Vold Jones and Vold Livestock Marketing there. And a good auctioneer is somebody that knows the product that they're selling, can interact with the crowd while they're selling to keep the crowd in the auction and keep the buyers going.
57, 60, 68 now too.
Hi, I'm Rob Bergevin. I sell in Stateview, Alberta, Canada, and Foothills Auctioneers from High River, Alberta. Somebody that's clear, concise, somebody that can encourage the bidders to bid and to describe the cattle in a way, or the product that they're selling in a way that's understandable, and get the most money for the guy that's selling whatever he's selling.
Brody
Brooks from Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Sell at Lloydminster, NLS, and Meadow Lake Livestock Sales. Very clear, everybody can understand you, and very assertive.
Name is Jesse Campbell. Live in Rapid City, Manitoba. Currently not selling at a market right now, but family owns Fraser Auction Service, so sell equipment through there. Somebody that fetches a dollar value. It's a good human being, easy to listen to, and in the end just gets the job done well.
545, sir. My name's Cody McLean, and I sell at the Calgary Stockyards out of Strathmore, Alberta, and that is where I'm from. A good auctioneer is somebody who is not necessarily fast, but clear. Everybody should be able to hear him. They should know where he's at all times, knows his dollar values, and gets the most money for the producer at the day of the sale.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, were our 41 auctioneers. Congratulations, guys. I mean, as Robbie said yesterday, everybody here was a winner. Everybody did a heck of a job, and it certainly leaves our industry in a really good position. So now we're going to get away with our first award here. As you're aware, when we have the auction competition in Saskatchewan and Manitoba, we also incorporate the Mansask competition with us. So our next award is going to be the Mansask Rookie. That's a buckle donated by my family in memory of my dad. And we had some really good rookies this year. We had some real good guys that came out and showed us, some potential in the future here. So I'm just going to grab the envelope here. Just hang on to the video. For the Bob Wright Memorial Award for the Mansask Rookie of the Year, the 3 finalists: Brody Brooks from Lloydminster, Jonathan Statuliak from the Killarney Auction Mart, and Colby Fessler from Northern Livestock Sales in PA. And your winner for this year for the Bob Wright Memorial Rookie Award goes to
32 minutes, 33 minutes, 4, 5, 34 minutes, 35 minutes,
Jonathan
38 here, 9, 39, 5, and 40 minutes, 1, 2, 5, 42 minutes, 43 here, 4, 5, 44 minutes, 5, and 5, 45, 6 here, and 46, 46 minutes, 7, 5, 47 minutes, 8,
you guys want to go over and get a picture, and I'll get one afterwards with you as well. So Johnny, and his story is unique because he came down to the Mansask competition a few years back, didn't know anybody, walked into the hospitality area the first night that we were there. I looked around and I said, "Your name, you must be John, because you're the only guy in the room that I don't know." And so he told me, his name was Statuliak, and I said, "A good Irish name?" He says, "No, sir." So we couldn't pronounce his name for love nor money, so we just dubbed him Johnny Dauphin because he lives up by Dauphin, Manitoba. And he parlayed that into a job that week with the Auctioneer Auction Mart, and with a couple of years mic time under his belt, he's now working full-time for the Killarney Auction Mart. So it shows you how these competitions and these gatherings, are the starting ground for some good auctioneers. So Johnny, congratulations. Okay, so the next one is the High Point Interview Award, and it's donated by the Thorsby Auction Mart, and none of the folks from Thorsby could be here today, so I'm going to call on Danny Skeels to come up and present the buckle. I'll just find the stuff here. I didn't get it organized. I should have done. So that's Chance Martin and the crew up at Thorsby, and they have been the sponsors of this buckle since the inception. And I'd just like to thank the Olson Silver Company for the manufacturing and design of these buckles. They are second to none. They're also sponsors of this event. So High Point Interview In no particular order, the contenders were Tyler Solinsky from the Gladstone Auction Mart and Ashern Auction Mart, Tyler Rosehill out of the Olds Auction Mart, Alan Monroe, no surprise, from the Killarney Auction Mart. He's won it 2 or 3 times. Andrew Reletter from the Innisfil Auction Mart, and Kurt Goldsmith from VJV. Tough bunch of competition, and great to see some new names in the competition finals, because it's been the Alan Monroe and Rob Bergevin show for years. We have a new winner. This year's winner is Tyler Rosehill from the Olds Auction Mart.
Have a look, boys. You're going to be 5, you're going to be 7 and a half. You're going to be 7 and a half. Now 10. And 7 and a half. Then I'm going to be 10. Then I'm going to be 10 and 12 and a half. Then I'm going to be 15. Then I'm going to be 5, 50.
Congratulations. And I'll get you guys to move over and get a picture right after that, too. Miss Kelly. And we'd like to thank the Olds Auction Mart for... Hey, guys can hear that. Robbie says, welcome to our club. Oh, the Nerd Club. The most improved auctioneer goes to the auctioneer that competed in last year's competition and came back to compete this year. And this buckle is sponsored by the Jack Auction Group, Brennan Jack. Again, this was a new buckle that we put in a few years ago to recognize the people that come back and make a big effort to improve their craft. Our contenders for this year, in no particular order: Jonathan Statuliak, Tyler Cronkite, Josh Poland, and Walker Murphy. And this year's winner is... Josh Poland from the Olds Auction Mart.
5 and 10, 15, 5 and 15, 20, 5 and 20, 5 and 20, 17 and a half for 20, 5 and 20, 5 and 20, 5 and 20, 22 and a half, 22 and a half, 5 and 22 and a half, 22 and a half, 21.
He's been in the running a couple of times here going up the ladder, and I was really happy to see Josh get this award. You couldn't ask for a nicer guy and a better gentleman and a representative from our industry. Okay, if we could call our Boehringer Ingelheim representative, Bree Bentley, to the stage here. They sponsor 2 buckles in this event. The one is the LMAC Rookie. Okay, Bria, thank you very much, and we thank Boehringer Ingelheim. They've been with us for a very long time. We've gone through a number of reps, and they keep sticking with us. So, the LMAC Rookie of the Year, your contenders were Walker Murphy, Christian Von Platten, Cody Lakevold, Ty Cutler, and Jonathan Statuliak. And this year's winner... No surprise, he made the top 10, Christian Von Platten.
And now 990, and 91.
VJB Auctions.
And now 506 here.
And Bree, I'll get you once you get that picture taken to come back, and we're going to do the Mansas Champion. The Mansas Champion wins the Boehringer Ingelheim buckle. They also win $1,000 in cash from the Manitoba Livestock Marketing Association. And if I could have Bree come, and also Alan Monroe, the president of the Manitoba Livestock Marketing Association. We'll be getting you a check. So our finalists for the Mansas Champions shall go to, in no particular order, our contenders are Boyd Stewart from Northern Livestock Sales out of PA, Saskatchewan. Walker Murphy, Whitewood Livestock Sales. Ty Cutler, Whitewood Livestock Sales. Jonathan Statuliak, I'm getting tired of that name, Johnny Doffin. From the Killarney Auction Mart, and Brady Olson out of Heartland in Moose Jaw. And the winner of this year's Mansas Championship and the Boehringer Ingelheim buckle is...
in 7.5 and 30, in 532, 2.5, 5.
Ty Cutler from Whitewood, Saskatchewan.
In 35.5 on him, here's a Claire. On 37.7 here now, 37 and 8, and now 38 bid 9, in 540 bid 1, and now 41 2, and 43 300 now down bid 44 5, and 45 5 now down to 545, in
Okay. So we're going to do our Hall of Fame video now. We had 2 nominations for the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is each province gets to nominate one person if they feel that there's somebody in their province worthy of the Hall of Fame. It's for their recognition of work done for LMAC up and above the call of duty. Somebody that's really worked very, very hard to promote the livestock industry, price discovery, and LMAC. This year we have 2 nominations, one from the Manitoba Livestock Marketing Association, Mr. Brock Taylor, and from the Ontario Livestock Auction Marts Association in Ontario, Mr. Emerson Gill. So we have a couple of little bios on them.
Emerson Gill, nominated by Ontario Livestock Auction Markets Association. Emerson Gill was one of the founding members of the Livestock Markets Association of Canada. In 1979, he was appointed as the first president of LMAC. He has been active in the livestock marketing industry for over 45 years. When Canada converted to the metric system, Emerson was very active in lobbying the federal government to allow livestock to be sold by the pound rather than in kilograms. Emerson Gill was very influential in the development and growth of LMAC in its early years. His diplomatic approach was well received by the smaller rural markets and by government regulators. He is well known across Canada and was a familiar sight at the Ontario auction markets and made many trips to the West on business. Emerson was hired by Richard Heleniak in 1982 to be the head buyer for Norwich Packers. He was instrumental in the large growth of the company in the 80s and 90s, leading the procurement department. In this capacity, he dealt with livestock markets, dealers, and cattle feeders, procuring both fed cattle and feeders. Emerson also helped manage Norwich Packers' feedlot program. Throughout his career, Emerson has been a great supporter of the auction markets and true price discovery through public auction. He has a keen eye for quality cattle. Emerson has a reputation for being a gentleman, both at ringside and in life. He is fair to deal with, and his word is golden. He lives and breathes the cattle industry and always has time for a visit. Emerson's trademark cowboy hat and boots were a welcome sight at the auctions when producers had cattle to sell. Emerson Gill, LMAC's first president. Brock Taylor, nominated by Manitoba Livestock Marketing Association. Since 2004, Brock Taylor, his wife Kelly, and their 3 sons have owned and operated Taylor Auctions, Exports, and Assembly Yard in Melita, Manitoba. The market in Melita is one of only 3 family-owned and operated markets in the province. The Taylor family also works closely on the farm and in the auction business, selling land and equipment in addition to cattle. On the family ranch at Reston, Manitoba, Brock runs 1,000 head of cattle on the grass. He is a second-generation livestock auctioneer, following in his father Ross's footsteps, and continuing the legacy is Brock's eldest son, Austin. Brock has been president of both the Livestock Markets Association of Canada and the Manitoba Livestock Marketing Association. He was on the LMAC Board of Directors for many years, serving on many committees. He has been on the MLMA Board of Directors and has been part of the MLMA Cattlemen's Golf Committee in Manitoba. Brock is always the first to offer help when industry calls and is very active in community organizations in southwestern Manitoba. Taylor Auctions is always a generous sponsor of industry and community events. Brock has attended every convention and competed in every LMAC Auctioneering Championship for over 25 years and has hosted the Mansask Auctioneering Championship. Brock has been very actively involved through the entire livestock industry, tirelessly promoting LMAC and showing his dedication to true price discovery.
So those are our two candidates for the Hall of Fame Award, both worthy candidates. And I'm going to get our outgoing president to do one more official act here tonight. So our 2025 inductee into the LMAC Hall of Fame is none other than Brock Taylor, Taylor Auctions. So Brock gets a really nice, and I'm sure you'll get a chance to see it afterwards, a keeper plaque, and his name goes on the Hall of Fame plaque that'll hang in the auction mart for a year. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of special people on that plaque, so that's a pretty exclusive club. While we're getting the photographs done there, I'd like to get John Milhausen and our 6 breed representatives that represent the buckles to come up, and we're going to make a quick presentation to the host market. We won't get the photographs until we're done, guys, so that all the sale people from Maple Creek can get together in the picture, but we will make the presentation on behalf of the 6 breeds that sponsor our buckles and have done for years. And we're very fortunate that all our breed representatives are here. John Milhausen from the Charolais, Michael Latimer from the Herefords, Shiloh Chappell from the Shorthorns, Laura Eklund from the Limousine Association, Dwayne Martin from the Semitol Association. Yep, that's good. And we don't have Bob Miller is here representing the Canadian Angus Association. So if we could call on Tyler Cronkite and Alan Lively, Ryan Kaninen-Belt to come up representing sale. And then we'll get the rest of the staff here afterwards for a great big group picture. This is presented by our 6 breeds to the host market for the hard work that they do in promoting, and we really appreciate that these folks have stepped up and helped us out. So once again, if the sale guys could get their crew together afterwards for some pictures, that would be great. The Breed Association present the print right now. And that'll go out to hang out in Maple Creek at the marketplace. Okay, snap away. These breed associations have been with us a long time. The Shorthorns came in a few years back. The rest of the 5 have been with us since the start of this competition. And those breed associations have stuck with us for a long time. It started with Brian Good. He got a hold of the rest of the guys. And I want to introduce a very special guest tonight, Lynn Good. Okay. We need a little bit of fun in our lives. So Mark and his crew took upon it themselves to do a few outtakes, or whatever you would call them, from the Auctioneer interviews, and I haven't had a chance to screen this yet, but we should have a odd laugh on it, I think. So Mark, if you want to let her rip, that'd be good.
Settle down, you buggers. Pow! Bang.
Freeze.
Pew, 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 pew. Draw. Pew, pew. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang.
Boom.
Bang. Kapow. Pew, pew, pew. Pew. Bang, 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 bang. Bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang. Pop, 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 pop.
You're dead, baby.
Robbie, was that a gunfight or was that kung fu? Okay. Let me just see where we're at here. Oh, I know why it's not here. Every year, and this is one of the most coveted awards there is the People's Choice Award. It's sponsored by the Whitewood Livestock Sales, Gene, Rat Parks, and the family. It's voted on by the auctioneers, and it's an award that recognizes the person that goes out of their way for sportsmanship, camaraderie, to help the other people that are coming, especially the rookies. And this award has been here for a number of years. It's changed names a few times. But when you talk to the auctioneers, most of them will say when you're picked by your peers, it means more than winning the championship buckle. So this is donated by the good folks at Whitewood Livestock Sales. And this year's winner, voted by his peers, is... And Rhett, if you could come on up. Tyler Cronkite. 65, 5, 3, 4. 4, 5. And 5, 4, 5. 64, 65 to bind. And 5, 5, 6. And 6, 7. Now 8, $8, $9. Now 70. 1 and 71, 2. And 71, 2, 3, 4. Chad Kelly, the manager at Whitewood Livestock Sales, on behalf of the Parks family, making the presentation. Tyler, tremendous work. Well done, my friend. Okay, we're going to get into our top 10. And in no particular order, and we'll get you to come up, fellas, and stand in front of the stage. Each one of these auctioneers is going to receive one of these notepads that Kelly Joe manufactured for us. Laura, could you just hold one of those up for me? As you can see, they've got the LMAC logo on them. They've got the auctioneer silhouette. These are hand done. They take hours and hours of work. Kelly Joe does them. We only have a couple of them here that are complete tonight. We will send you the rest of them when she gets them completed. Kelly Jo is also an accountant, so this doesn't work very well having the convention at the end of tax time because she doesn't get a lot of time to prepare for it, but she got those 4 made for us, and these 2, and they are extremely nice. They are one-of-a-kind type of deal. You won't find them in any stores. So without any further ado, our top 10 finalists, Christian Von Platten from VJV Livestock Marketing Group in Westlock. Come on up. Robbie Bergevin, Foothills Auctioneers, Stavely, Alberta. I'll get you just down in here, guys, so we can see where we're at. Then we got lots of room for everybody. Kyle Soderberg is back from Northern Livestock Sales in Lloydminster. He's back to the top 10 for the 2nd year in a row. Russell Allison out of BC Livestock, Kamloops, British Columbia. Representing the VJV Livestock Marketing Group out of Panoka, Mr. Kirk Goldsmith. Out of Brussels, Ontario. Well, he lives in Mitchell, actually, but he sells at the Brussels Livestock Exchange, Mr. Dave Jacob. From Whitewood, livestock sales. He's been in the top 10 many times, Mr. Rhett Parks. Representing the Olds Auction Mart out of Olds, Alberta, Mr. Tyler Rosehill. It wouldn't be an LMAC competition, top 10 finalists, if you didn't have a Laws in it. Mr. Dean Laws out of Provost Livestock Exchange. And rounding out the field from the Gladstone Auction Mart and the Ashburn Auction Mart is Mr. Tyler Solinsky. So fellas, we're going to, we'll get pictures of all you guys. So we're going to start the countdown. We're going to start with the third runner-up. And the third runner-up buckle is presented by the Canadian Hereford Association, and their representative and general manager, Mr. Michael Latimer, is here. If we could get Michael to come on up and make the presentation. As I mentioned, 27 years. Well, it's actually 29 because we lost 2 to COVID. The Canadian Hereford Association has stood by us, and we really appreciate what they've done. Laura's got the buckle there. Beautiful buckles from Olson Silver. So the third runner-up for the 2026 competition is Kurt Goldsmith out of BJV Panoka. We'll get you guys to the photo op and get a photograph. The second runner-up buckle is sponsored by the Canadian Angus Association. And Bob Miller is going to make the presentation. And how about Linan, why don't you come on up too? We'll just wait for them to make their way up to the front here. The Angus are having their big convention in Kamloops this year. Bob is the chair of that convention. So, the winner of the Angus Award for second runner-up is Kyle Soderberg. Whiteminster, Saskatchewan. Come on over, Bob. Linan. The first runner-up. The first runner-up buckle is sponsored by the Canadian Semitol Association. Dwayne Martin is now the representative. He's been with us for a couple of years. Took over from Bruce Holmquist, and we're glad to see Dwayne was able to make it down here tonight. Again, one of our legacy buckle sponsors with the Canadian Semitol Association. And this year's first runner-up buckle goes to Tyler Rosehill, Olds Auction Mart.
Have a look, boys. You're going to grab
a picture there, guys. Canadian Charlet Association sponsors the Reserve Champion belt buckle, and we have Craig Scott and John Milhausen here from the Charlet Association. Craig's still here, isn't he? He's staying still, okay. You know, John's been their representative here for how many years, John? I remember back Regina, I think, or even a year earlier than that. 21 years. 21 years. Comes all the way from Ontario, him and Suzanne, and we really appreciate all that John does promoting our organization. Runner-up champion for 2026 Canadian Championships belongs to Tyler Solinski, Gladstone Auction Mart, and the Ashburn Auction Mart.
At 483, 484, Elrod 5, at 485, 86 down south, at 487, 8 and 9.
So now the moment we've all been waiting for. We got 5 really anxious guys sitting here, or 6, I guess, waiting for the final announcement. I'll just let you know that the LMAC champion wins an EB trailer for a year, sponsored by EB, T-Down Trailer Sales, and Keldec. And that is one beautiful trailer that's out in the parking lot. A Canadian champion buckle from the Canadian Shorthorn Association. Charlotte Chappell will be here to make the presentation. The championship ring from Foothills Auctioneers, Rob and Sharon Bergevin. Sharon will be making the presentation. Come on up and get your ring, and we'll get ready to make the presentations when they come. $1,200 cash from the LMAC, and we'll have Alan Monroe, the president of the Manitoba Livestock, or LMAC rather, make the presentation, and the bronze statue, and that is a Ken Erickson limited edition that they do for LMAC only, and Laura Eklund from the Canadian Limousine Association will make that presentation. So once we get all of our presenters up here. An exciting moment. Any one of these gentlemen could be a champion here tonight. All 10 extremely talented individuals. If we can make our way over to the photo op area. The moment that we have all been waiting for. That these guys have worked for the last year to get prepared for this competition. Taking part in one of the highest cattle markets on history, and they're the guys that get the price through price discovery at the auction marts. This year's 2026 LMAC champion. They'll also win the $1,200 goes to their entry and expenses going into Calgary. They'll also win a free entry from the Calgary Stampede. And we have, once we're done this, if you see Ali, you got one last chance to enter, and then we'll draw. This year's winner of the Canadian Championships is Dave Jacob, Brussels Livestock Exchange.
And now 17 and a half and 5, 20, bid 2 and a half, have the bid of 25, have the bid of 7 and 30, and 5 and 32 and a half, have the bid of 5 and 35, have the bid of 5 35. Get down now 7 and a half, have the bid of 5 37 and a half, and 5 and 40 here, and 5 42 and a half.
Dave is from Mitchell, Ontario. He sells at the Farrell Family Market at Brussels, Ontario. I think it's his 3rd or 4th time to LMAC. He was out to Calgary last year. He's won the Ontario Auctioneer Championships. A fine gentleman. So if you guys want to refresh your drinks, we're going to announce the Calcutta wins, and we got a few other things to sell before we call it a night. We'd like to thank all our sponsors. I'd like to just also take a moment to thank McCall Livestock in Ontario. Ross McCall, been a sponsor of ours for many, many years, and we certainly appreciate it. Dave Clark, Clark Brothers of Ontario, and all our sponsors here tonight. We have over 50 sponsors that help with us. For the auctioneers that are entered into the Calgary Stampede competition, we're going to draw for the free entry. We got Ali Collins here from the International Stampede Auction Competition. And this year's free registration goes to Christian von Platten. Christian von Platten gets his entry fee paid. Oh, you're welcome. That worked out really good.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Bouncing around the edges there for the last few years.
Thank you very much for your support. Thank you. Oh, well, I want to go top 10 next. That's what I want to get into. Thank you, sir.
We're going to get all the past champions to come up for photos. Just an idea. There's pretty good cool.
Danny's asked that we get the past champions to come up to the front, and we're going to get a group photo of all our past champions.